everybody, John Sullivan here, just saying hi to all of my friends at Shepherd Hills and the Reed family and everybody at the Case Celebration in the Ozarks. Gosh, it's hard to believe it's been since 1994, 26 years ago, to be the last time that I didn't head to Lebanon the week after Labor Day for the celebration. We'll sure miss seeing everybody in person this year, but please stay safe and look forward to seeing everybody next time.
Hi everybody, this is a retired case historian Shirley Bozer coming to you from Bradford, PA. I wanted to send a big shout out to all of you with us today. We sure do appreciate you. And a special thank you to all the folks from Shepherd Hills Cutlery for making this day happen. I send a lot of hellos to the many special friends that I've met at past celebrations over the year. Happy Celebration Day, and please stay safe.
It's an honor and a privilege to be able to address each and every one of you, let you know how much I miss you and I care about you, and I hope that you are doing well. There's no doubt that if we were in person, I'd be giving lots of hugs and talking about Case Knives and the history of the brand and looking at all of the new products with you. But there's nothing like the knife community to be able to bring people together. I look forward to the opportunity when we can meet again and see each other's smiling faces and talk about knives in person. I love you, I'm thankful for you, and I hope everybody's doing well. Miss you!
Hey everyone, this is John Bradish, Case Community Manager and Manager of the Case Collectors Club. Although we cannot be together for this year's celebration, I want to thank you all for attending this virtual event. To the Reed family and all the employees of Shepherd Hills Cutlery, congratulations on your 26th celebration in the Ozarks. I look forward to seeing you all next year. Stay safe and stay sharp.
Greetings from beautiful Bradford, Pennsylvania. This is Lisa Bozer-Miller from the Case Innovation Team, wishing you an amazing virtual Shepherd Hill celebration today. I wanted to send a big hello to our Case Collectors Club members, our case ambassadors, members of the Shepherd Hills Collectors Club, and all of their families. We are sad to not be with you today, but we are thankful that our friends at Shepherd Hills Cutlery found a way to still celebrate. On behalf of everyone at Case, I say thank you for supporting this amazing dealer, and thank you for supporting our amazing Case brand. Until we see you again in 2021, stay sharp and stay safe. Have a great day, everybody.
Hi, it's Tom Aerosmith here in Bradford, Pennsylvania. I'm honored to have been asked to make a brief presentation that will be part of the virtual celebration in the Ozarks here in 2020. One more thing that folks can't get together in person and enjoy, and one that I know means an awful lot to a lot of you. It's been 8 years since I retired. At Case, it's been that long since the last time I was at the celebration in the Ozarks. I hope that you're all doing well. I hope you're staying safe and staying healthy. I know that it's disappointing to miss what is, for many of us, one of our favorite events of the year. To all the Case fans, from the Reed family on down to all of you collectors who would normally be in Lebanon, Missouri this weekend, best wishes from me here in Bradford. Things are well here. It's another beautiful sunny day, and I hope that you're all doing well as well. With that, I'll sign off, and thanks for continuing to be loyal Case fans.
Hello, friends. This is Sergeant First Class Sammy L. Davis, Vietnam vet and Medal of Honor recipient. I would like to extend my best wishes to the Reed family and to the Case Knife community on a successful virtual celebration. My wife Dixie and I have very fond memories of attending the celebration and meeting so many wonderful people. We are all thankful to live and serve in a country that allows us the freedoms to share our passions and hobbies with each other. I hope that you and your family stay safe and that we will have the opportunity to see you soon at future case celebrations. May God bless you and may God bless America.
Hi everyone, I'm Greg Booth, former president and CEO of W.R. Case & Sons Cutlery and Zippo Manufacturing Company. I'm delighted to be able to join you today for this year's 26th annual celebration in the Ozarks. That's amazing. Shepherd Hills and the Reed family have represented the Case brand for 30 years, and we are thrilled with the relationship and the commitment they've made to our brand. Likewise, we're thrilled with your enthusiasm you've shown for our incredible American-made cutlery. Thank you so very much for your commitment. You know, I wish I could be there with you in person. Unfortunately, I can't. I truly appreciate all the friendships I've made over the years and love being involved in a family-oriented event and celebration like Celebration in the Ozarks. I hope you all have a wonderful time. Hope you enjoy our cutlery. God bless you all, and God bless America.
Hello, my name is Mark Pott, President and CEO of WR Case & Sons Cutlery. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate the Shepherd Hills Cutlery Company and the Reed family on celebrating their 48 years in business and 30 years as a case destination. 2020 marks the 26th annual case celebration in the Ozarks and the 24th case camp, which has introduced and educated well over 8,000 young people to the Case brand. This event has been incredibly successful and has played a vital role in why Case is relevant and successful today. Shepherd Hills Cutlery has been an incredible partner in helping us grow this company. Their feedback, their insight, their knowledge has been invaluable, and we very much appreciate the work of Randy, Rod, Becky, Casey, and Chris, who continue to carry on the Case legacy. A special thank you to all the collectors who made it to this virtual Case event. We appreciate your passion and commitment to the Case brand, and despite all the challenges of the pandemic, the company remains very strong and continues to rebound with record sales months, and we are confident we will end the year strong. Thank you to everyone for your support. Have a wonderful event, and thank you for your time.
Hi, I want to give a big thank you to all the Case fans who are participating in this 26th annual Case event, and of course being done on a virtual basis. I also want to give a big thank you to the Shepherd Hills organization, the Reed family, and how much we have appreciated our relationship with those folks for all these many, many years. They are as much a success as anybody in the world at Case Cutlery. We look forward to a very bright future at Case. We will get past the difficult times that we're in right now, and we're going to have lots of, I think, nice, very attractive and new things to show you in the future. And I think you'll be very excited about it all. Again, thanks for being a part of this. We look forward to times when we can get together on a face-to-face basis. And I just want to thank you again for all the support that you've given Case over the many years.
Hello, friends. This is Sergeant First Class Sammy L. Davis, Vietnam vet and Medal of Honor recipient. I would like to extend my best wishes to the Reed family and to the Case Knife community on a successful virtual celebration. My wife Dixie and I have very fond memories of attending the celebration and meeting so many wonderful people. We are all thankful to live and serve in a country that allows us the freedoms to share our passions and hobbies with each other. I hope that you and your family stay safe and that we will have the opportunity to see you soon at future case celebrations. May God bless you and may God bless America.
Hi everyone, I'm Greg Booth, former president and CEO of WR Case & Sons Cutlery and Zippo Manufacturing Company. I'm delighted to be able to join you today for this year's 26th annual celebration in the Ozarks. That's amazing. Shepherd Hills and the Reed family have represented the Case brand for 30 years, and we are thrilled with the relationship and the commitment they've made to our brand. Likewise, we're thrilled with your enthusiasm you've shown for our incredible American-made cutlery. Thank you so very much for your commitment. You know, I wish I could be there with you in person. Unfortunately, I can't. I truly appreciate all the friendships I've made over the years and love being involved in a family-oriented event and celebration like Celebration in the Ozarks. I hope you all have a wonderful time. Hope you enjoy our cutlery. God bless you all, and God bless America.
Hello, my name is Mark Pop, President and CEO of WR Case & Sons Cutlery. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate the Shepherd Hills Cutlery Company and the Reed family on celebrating their 48 years in business and 30 years as a case destination. 2020 marks the 26th annual case celebration in the Ozarks and the 24th case camp. which has introduced and educated well over 8,000 young people to the Case brand. This event has been incredibly successful and has played a vital role in why Case is relevant and successful today. Shepherd Hills Cutlery has been an incredible partner in helping us grow this company. Their feedback, their insight, their knowledge has been invaluable, and we very much appreciate the work of Randy, Rod, Becky, Casey, and Chris, who continue to carry on the Case legacy. A special thank you to all the collectors who made it to this virtual Case event. We appreciate your passion and commitment to the Case brand, and despite all the challenges of the pandemic, the company remains very strong and continues to rebound with record sales months, and we are confident we will end the year strong. Thank you to everyone for your support. Have a wonderful event, and thank you for your time.
Hi. I want to give a big thank you to all the Case fans who are participating in this 26th annual Case event, and of course being done on a virtual basis. I also want to give a big thank you to the Shepherd Hills organization, the Reed family, and how much we have appreciated our relationship with those folks for all these many, many years. They are as much a success as anybody in the world at Case Cutlery. We look forward to a very bright future at Case. We will get past the difficult times that we're in right now, and we're going to have lots of, I think, nice, very attractive and new things to show you in the future. And I think you'll be very excited about it all. Again, thanks for being a part of this. We look forward to times when we can get together on a face-to-face basis. And I just want to thank you again for all the support that you've given Case over the many years.
Hey guys, this is Maury Ford with Case. I'm here with the matriarch of the Reed family, and you all know her and we all love her, Miss Ida Reed. Miss Ida, it's so good to see you.
Well, it's good to have you here again.
Yes, ma'am. I'm glad to be here. You know, this year is different. 2020, we'd like a redo, but 2020 has been a tough year for all of us. And one of the things that we all look forward to, and I know everybody does, is a celebration every year. It is the cornerstone of the Case events. It is so good. And there were some tough decisions made, but we know that to keep all of our customers safe and your family safe and everybody in the Reed family and the Shepherd Hills family, the right thing to do is probably go virtual.
Very much so. We regret it, and we'd like to see all of our friends here. We enjoy them all.
Right.
They're good, nice people, but we also are good friends.
Absolutely. And these crowds, if you've been to the celebration, you know it's there are a lot of people here. So, you know, just to be respectful of everybody, we decided that the virtual celebration, and we've got some great things planned for that.
Yes, that's what I understand. That's what I understand. Going to be very interesting.
Yes,
very
ma'am.
interesting.
Yes, ma'am. We'll make sure to make you proud. So,
right, okay.
Miss Ida is I said she's the matriarch, but she's also the founder. You know, a lot of people don't know that Shepherd Hills was founded by Miss Ida, and that you brought the boys in, and Mr. Ree and you guys together as a family have built just such a great business.
Oh yes, you know, getting the kids through college was kind of
first goal, number one. Yeah, it worked out. It worked out. I think
so. We made it, but they never did leave home, as y'all know.
Well, I think they've done pretty well, and
I
think it's great. I always, you know, when we talk about the Reed family, and I tell people about the family, it's just how tight that you guys are, and how that you're able to work side by side, and you're all passionate about what you do, and you treat people so well, and people just love. That's why they love the celebration.
I think that the people kind of have their vacation
yeah.
around the celebration, which we appreciate very much.
Yes.
We do.
We sure do. And we've met friends, and you know, we've got friends from all over the world now, and all over the country especially, that come here every year. And I know they're always excited to see Miss Ida. The one thing everybody's talking about is some of the things, you know, the food outside and the Friday night party. Can't do that this year.
Oh, no, and the chili.
And the chili. The chicken, the chili, and the hot dogs. I think that's what everybody's talking about.
But we love to do it.
Yes.
We love to do it. If they remember us by that, that's okay.
Well, but it's just the hospitality. It
right.
is truly the hospitality through everything of the event, and it's just the hospitality of the Reed family. And that starts with a mama.
It's the families that concern, you know, the whole thing. We got kids coming.
Yes, ma'am.
And bring the grandma and grandpas and all of that. So we just had to take it a different direction.
So Miss Ida spoke, and we all fell in line just like we do. So, well, Miss Ida, I know we're excited to see everybody. We're going to see them virtually this year, which is a little different. Hopefully we'll see them in person next year.
That's right. We're looking forward to next year and having a great time.
Yes, ma'am. But I know Rod and Randy and Becky and the whole team have been hard at work they're going to make sure that the experience is the same with cell tables. We've got Camp Case going on. We're going to see from our friends, where it's Tony Bowes, Linda Karst, all those folks are going to be in the virtual side. So again, a lot of work's going into it. I know you've given instructions. And we're going to make sure that we make you proud and that we honor everybody that comes every year.
Right, and I hope they really enjoy it. I think they will. With what I've seen behind the scenes, I think it's going to be great.
Yes, ma'am. It's different, but you know, 2020 is different. Who knows?
Yes.
Who knows? We're going to work to get through this one. But we are
now.
learning stuff. And you know, one thing about the virtual celebration is that so many people that could have come anyway are able to see this online. So they're getting that experience.
Very true.
They're getting that experience. So, well, Miss Ida, we love you. We're excited about the event.
And we're looking forward to all these people next year.
Absolutely. So you heard it from her. It's happening next year.
Working on it already,
all
really.
Right. Well, these things start, I don't think they ever stop. I think right after one celebration, and if some of them come, they know it's so much work that goes into it, but it's fantastic.
Right.
So we're excited. Welcome to the celebration. And again, Miss Ida Reed, we're glad she's here, and we're going to have a lot of great things for you.
Welcome to the 2020 Case Celebration in the Ozarks.
Come on in.
Glad you're here.
Celebration time.
Welcome to Celebration 2020, everybody. It's the virtual celebration here at Shepherd Hills Cutlery. It's a little different, but it's a lot the same also.
That's right, a little different. 26 years, first time we're virtual. But you know, Randy, we were talking, the great thing about a virtual celebration is there's a lot of people that are going to see this for the first time. Everybody hears about the celebration. Not everybody's been able to attend, but virtually there's no excuse, and it's a great opportunity for them.
Exactly. A lot of people have heard about it, like you said, Maury, and this is a chance to kind of be here but not be here.
Right.
So it'd probably entice them to next year to actually be here in person.
Oh, it'd be great. It'll be great. Obviously, next year we hope to be back together. So, but this year I know you've got a lot of things planned. The sale tables, we were talking earlier, they're still covered out in the warehouse, just like if there were 1,000 people outside. I'm like, I want to see what's under there, man.
It's kind of a mystery on the sale table. Every year we have it. Nobody really knows what's there. This year, with having the virtual celebration, nobody has an advantage of being fast on their feet. It's going to be everybody can log on at the same time and see the specials for the first time.
Hope your internet connection's strong, man, because it's going. I think it's going to bomb. There's a lot of great things we're going to get to visit. I'm super excited to see your mom a little bit later. Miss Ida, of course, Rod, Randy, Becky, Kathy, the whole Reed family. We get them all, man.
We get the whole family this time, you betcha.
So it's going to be great. A lot of things you'll see. We're going to see some familiar faces. A lot of folks going to make a guest appearance here. So we really want this to feel like a celebration. I mean, it's not going to feel like just a knife sale or anything else. It's going to be the real deal.
It is the real deal, and you'll see a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that goes on.
Right.
Linda Carstone is going to show out at Scrimshaw. Tony Bowes is going to have a broadcast from his place in Indiana.
Oh, that could be a little. We got to be careful with that, Tony. If you're watching, man, yeah, just watch your language, man. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Tony. We love Tony Bowes, and I know Linda's stuff is going to be great. And we got in the store early, so it's right before it opens, so we can video a little bit in the store. And I know everybody's expecting to see the warehouse, which we're going to see in a little bit.
We'll see the warehouse just like every celebration before it.
That's right. That's right. So you guys stay tuned. We appreciate you, Randy, and we're looking forward to a big day.
Going to be a good time, guys.
A huge part of every celebration is the annual event knife. Now, this is something people have for all 26 years, but Lee, this one's really special this year, I believe.
Yes, it is, for a couple of different reasons, Maury. This is the only year that Case is making the Pocket Hunter, which is what the celebration knife is this year.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be limited to no more than 1,500 and be serialized with serial numbers on it. Now, for those of you that have bought these in the past, you realize that we keep track of serial numbers, so you get the same serial number year after year. So if this is your first year to take part in buying one of these, whatever serial number you're assigned would be the number you would get on future releases. And these are only released once a year, so every celebration we have an event knife, and that's what would be the same serial number.
So the best way to get that, so they're looking at that and they're like, man, I got to have one of those. What's the best way to order that knife?
So these will be available on our website at casexx.com. Just on the home page there's a link you'll see that says Reserve My Event Knife. So just click on that link, follow through the clicks, and we'll send it right out to you just as soon as we can.
So that being the Pocket Hunter, which is the annual vault knife, we're only making it for 2020. It's the start of a new decade, so it's got the brand new decade stamp. And then, a lot of our collectibles are defined by current events, what was going on in the world during the time. And man, 2020 there's going to be volumes of 2020. So you really want something, I think, it's the first virtual celebration. It's the vault knife. It's a great knife. And it's also commemorating a period in history that people are going to be studying for the rest of their life.
And it may be, we hope it's the last virtual celebration night too.
The one and only.
The one and only.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's a great point. That just adds to the collectability. So we hope you guys will look at that, buy those. As Lee said, they're limited to no more than 1,500. In an in-person celebration, we could have upwards of 4,000 people here. So that doesn't leave a lot of those extra. So don't wait too long on that. And no doubt it's going to be good. I love the way you guys just carefully do those serialization. That means a lot to people to be able to do that year in, year out. But it's great. We hope you guys enjoy all of the celebration. Make sure you get your event knife, those things that are really unique year by year. And I'm with you. This is a one and done virtual celebration, man. We may do some things virtually, but we're going to see people next year, I hope.
Thanks so much for your support on celebration knives and the celebration event that we carry here each year.
And Lee always say you're kind of the man behind the curtain. So whether it's the catalog or the web or just on the phone, a lot of people know you and they get to visit with you during the celebration. But man, you do a great job just carrying the banner. We appreciate that on Shepherd Hills and Case, and it's just a great relationship. And he'll take good care of you, I guarantee it.
It's a two-way street. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. You guys enjoy the rest of the celebration.
Okay, Randy, every year the $35 table is one of the most popular spots at the celebration. It's a mad rush. Believe me, there is no social distancing at the $35 table, but we got a plan this year.
We do have a plan. With the virtual celebration, everybody will get to the $35 table at the same time. going to be real exciting. You have picks of everything on the table.
Okay.
And a couple of examples. We've got a Barlow that's a $56 Barlow, $35 table. We've got a Trapper, $75 commemorative, $35 table. They're going to go fast, but you know what? Everybody has an equal opportunity to get them. They'll be available at the conclusion of this broadcast.
Okay, so let me get this straight. So after the show is over, then you go to the Shepherd Hills website, caseXX.com, and the $35 table will open then, and then when they're gone, just like at the real celebration.
It's going to be just like the real celebration, except you get to be the front of the line.
All right.
As part of the 2020 virtual celebration, we have special guests here. You know, it wouldn't be a celebration if we didn't have Steve and Cody. We're honored you guys came. They play on the Friday night club party. They also play during the celebration on Saturday, and we are tickled to death that you guys are here today.
Well, that's great. Thanks for having us, and we really miss you folks. It's a real honor to get to play for you every year, but it won't be long until we're sharpening knives together again. So we got a few songs for you. Here we go. Well, I was running down the road trying to loosen my load. Got 7 women on my mind. 4 they wanna owe me, 2 they wanna stow me. 1 says she's a friend of mine. Take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. Come on, baby. Don't say maybe. I gotta know if your sweet love is gonna save me. Ooh, 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 ooh. Come on and take it easy. Come on and take it easy.
Okay, Randy, I thought the $35 table was something, but this special table you put together, this is something.
This is a really good special table this year. It always is, but this is even better, Rod. We've got a Trapper, $33.99 on the specials table. We got Peanuts, $29.99 on the specials table, and a whole bunch of other stuff.
So like maybe 30, 40, 50?
We probably got 100 different knives available on the specials table, and we'll have anywhere from 3, 4, 5 pieces of each one.
Okay, now we're going to have to do some explaining here. If we've only got 3 or 4 of these, they're first come, first serve. So when you're shopping and you put it in your shopping cart, somebody can take it out of your cart if you don't go ahead and check out. So if you see a knife that you like, you put it in your cart and end the sale, because somebody will beat you to it if you're not careful. And we can combine your orders later. And don't worry about the shipping. All the shipping fees are paid by us if they're over $49, so don't worry about the shipping. Finish your cart and move on.
Sounds easy to me.
Hey guys, as part of the virtual celebration, I'm here with Kim Coffey. Now, Kim has been at Shepherd Hills for 26 years.
26.
Store manager, and I said, we were talking, I said, maybe it's not a coincidence that there are 26 celebrations. Kim's kind of the glue. You hear her name, if it's a regular celebration, she'd be paged about every 15 seconds.
Oh, that's okay.
And she's running around like crazy always with your folders.
I get to sit.
Yeah.
Yes.
A little different virtually. You get to sit down.
Yes,
So
yes.
we got to sleep in a little bit later this morning. We're all excited about the virtual celebration and just everything that's going to mean to everybody.
Very much so. Very much so. We look forward to seeing everybody next year, and tune in this year though. Lots of surprises.
Lots of great things. So Kim is at the store all the time. I think you live here, maybe. I said it. Maybe you got a room in the back. This store is fantastic. The friendliest folks you'll ever meet. Great selections of everything, especially case knives.
Case knives,
Yep,
especially,
that's, that's where our heart is.
That's where our heart is. Yep.
So, so Kim, we're excited about the virtual celebration. We appreciate all that you do behind the scenes. It's good to get you in front of the camera so that the folks that always come to the celebration get to see how what you look like when you're not running around.
It takes everybody. So we hope to see you all next year for sure.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate it. Make sure that you're looking at all the great things we've got for the virtual celebration, and we'll see you soon.
Yep.
So, Randy, they've seen all the SFOs coming out this fall for you guys.
Yes.
But you got something that's just for today, right?
We do. It's a Brian Yellow Horse creation. It'll only be available the day of the celebration. And, in the past, with Brian, he'll do 100 of each trapper with the exotic stones.
Right.
This time it'll be just what is booked that day. Could be 5, it could be 100, but it's going to be only booked that day.
Man, his stuff is amazing. You know, it's serialized on the back, all of his unique stuff. The stuff he does with exotic stones and inlays and pearls and nickel silver, I'm just amazed. I don't know how he does it.
He really gets some really creative ideas. He's told me that this one will have a nickel silver eagle and some pearl and some other stones. It sounds pretty exciting.
And he always works the bolster. He has some of those hard stamp bolsters and just a lot of great things. I know all of his product goes fast. So a pre-book exclusive just for the celebration seems like a good deal to me.
It is, and the pre-book is only available that day, folks. That's it.
So make sure that you get your order in. There'll be information on the website how to order that knife, and it is a pre-book, so it won't come right away. So he's got to make it, so it'll take a little bit of time, but it's faster than you would think. As much work that goes into it.
That's correct, and it will be pictured on the website,
so they'll be able to see it. So hope you enjoy the celebration, and it's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
Well, many of you will recognize Kendall. As we've said earlier, it takes a lot of people that help us out for the event because we'll have about 100 people on staff the day of the celebration. Kendall is one of the policemen that escort people across the street. If you haven't been to the celebration before, we've got 3 motels across the street and they're all filled with Case fans. The police department stops traffic so you can get safely across the street.
All day long.
All day long, exactly.
All day long.
And Kendall, you've been doing this for...
This is my 15th year with the celebration. It's been amazing from get-go. I mean, I take vacation from the police department to do this because I just enjoy it so much.
And you collect knives.
The Reeds have helped me in getting started, and back in '06, Riri gave me my first celebration knife, and I've got over 150, and they'll holler at me and say, "Hey, we've got a display case you might be interested in," and I've got a couple of them that the Reeds have basically. One of them came from the Nashville, Tennessee flood. Actually, it was the bottom third was underwater, and the top 2 I got them in my house. And they're full.
so we wanted to give the flavor for folks that haven't been to the celebration before, to get to see how much of a community project this is.
It is.
And Kendall, like we say, there's 5 lanes of traffic out there. We got to get those people across safely, and we are very, very proud of our police force. They do a great job here.
And we appreciate that. Not only do we do the celebration, we do the dinner the night before. Mm-hmm. And we also set up overnights with the tents. Once they get them set up, we have officers that have been doing this since it started. We come in and watch the tents and everything, starting Wednesday night up till show day. So we've got multiple officers and some of them have retired, but we keep bringing them back just because they want to do this because of the
your dad works like 2 days a year.
He does. Yeah, he works 2 days a year, and this is one of the 2 days.
So that's just a little flavor of what goes on here at the celebration. So thank you, guys.
Thank you.
You know, Eddie, for the last 26 years, we have been going to the celebration the Saturday after Labor Day. This year's going to be a little different.
No, it's not. This is going to be, the tradition will go forward. It will live on. And there's a lot of people that thought, we won't get to go to the celebration this year. We're going to change that today.
It's going to be virtual. So virtual is a little different, so we'll have to see.
And why are we doing it virtual? Why is virtual important? Well, I don't know that the word virtual comes from the word virtue. But why do we do this every year? And why is the second weekend in September or the first weekend after Labor Day, however that works out, why is that so important to so many people? Why is that a part of so many people's lives?
It really has become
2
family
reasons.
Tradition. And
there's really just 2 reasons. The Reed family and the heart and the virtue that they share with every consumer that they call their friends, and a brand called Case. And we have been very lucky, Maury, to have become friends with the Reed family, be associated with the Case brand, and ultimately all of our friends on the weekend after Labor Day celebration in the Ozarks. This is such an important time. I don't want to miss it.
Absolutely. However we have to do it.
It's something I look forward to every year. It keeps us going, makes us want to do a better job every year. And I know that's what we say at the end of every celebration.
That's right.
It makes us want to do better. And I always ask the Reeds, how are you going to top it? Well, you just did. If you think virtual's not topping it, I mean, this is really something.
Yeah.
We did not miss the 2020 celebration because of a flu. We had it. You got to hand it to the Reeds for making this happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As always. Well, you guys enjoy it. We hope to see you there. And in the meantime,
enjoy yourself. This is an experience that you'll never forget.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Where's everybody at this year?
It's virtual this year.
Virtual? I like virtual hot dogs.
Okay, Maury, I understand you've got a video of actually manufacturing the celebration knives?
We do, Rod. Of course, the artisans at Case are so talented, and it's unusual to get a glimpse inside the factory, but the good folks in Bradford actually caught your knives, both the Camp Case knife and the Celebration event knife, going through the factory. So not only do you get the opportunity to buy it, you get a first-hand look on the knife really being made. So cool.
Oh man, that's going to be, to get to see your knife being made.
Your knife. And who knows, it may be the knife you got that you saw them making in the video. These are available now, so they can get them right now. Is that right?
Yep. Go to the website right now and order yours.
And enjoy the video.
church in my thoughts of yesterday, where friends and family gathered for the Lord, where an old-fashioned preacher taught the straight and narrow way for what few coins the congregation could afford. Looking back now, that little mountain church house has become my life's cornerstone. It was there in that little mountain church house I first heard the words to base my life upon.
A great part of the celebration every year is kind of a behind-the-scenes look at the preview of what's coming out from W.R. Case & Sons. You know, we usually have a long table set up with a lot of samples. It's a great way to get your feedback, but it's a great way for you as a case enthusiast to know what's around the corner from us. So I'm going to show you some things. Again, this is product that's going to be standard product from Case coming out, limited edition stuff that's going to be available between now and Christmas. So you're going to get a first-hand look. First thing I want to show you is some new licensing product. We're really excited that we're launching a Chevrolet license. There's a lot of folks that like Ford, a lot of folks that like Chevrolet. We've had the Ford license for a while, so we're excited to premiere Chevrolet. You're going to have 3 different trappers available in that, so you're going to be able to look for that this fall. We also have a sheath, so you can carry your favorite case knife in a Chevrolet sheath. These are bone handle trappers. We've got 2 smooth bone and a jigged red bone. You're going to see an addition to our John Wayne series. A lot of folks love John Wayne. We've got a Warncliffe copper lock in the wood handle. So some really good stuff that you're going to find in our license program. Another thing that folks have been asking us year after year, we see this at the celebration every year, is, man, what about the Air Force? You've got the Army, you've got the Navy, you've got the Marine Corps. What about the Air Force? It is not out of disrespect or anything else that we have not had an Air Force license, but now that we are through the licensing process, which has been pretty tough, we're proud to launch 4 Air Force items. 3 of these are going to be in a smooth blue synthetic with the Air Force insignia on the handle, and there'll be a natural bone, a smooth natural bone with that Air Force logo. These will all have special packaging, just like all of our military. You know, Case is a staunch supporter of all military products, and we're excited to expand all of our programs. You're going to see a new Army knife. This is an executive lock back with the Army insignia. You're going to see 2 new rust locks for the Navy, a smooth gray bone and a smooth antique bone with the Navy information. And we've got our USMC, our Marine Corps series has really been revamped. We've added 2 jigged blue synthetic knives. One is the trapper lock. This is not the kickstart, but the standard trapper lock, and also a trapper. All of these are going to have the insignia, and what a great way to honor someone either active duty, retired, or just someone who you know is a good supporter of our military, just like WR Case & Sons is. Now we get to some of the fun stuff. This is what you're going to see later on in the fall. So you're going to see this probably start to ship in October all the way up until December. You know, with COVID, some things got pushed back a little bit, but we think we really nailed some of these items, and we hope you'll agree. One of the first things we've got is pink pearl kieranite. You know, that kieranite and that pearlescent look of those handles really make for a beautiful knife, so we've expanded that with pink pearl. This is not just for the ladies, although a lot of folks have really responded well to that. This is for anybody that wants a unique and a bright and brilliant case knife. We've got this available in 8 different patterns, so you're going to find a lot of great things in the pink pearl kieranite. And then we have a smooth blue Caribbean blue bone. You know, the great contrast in this pink and blue, it wasn't intentional, but obviously that blue, Caribbean blue, is awesome. We've got the badge shield in that, and that doesn't have any insignia on it. It's really reminiscent of some of those nostalgic case knives, and that's a broad family as well. So you're going to see all of that available. You're going to be able to order these in the coming months, but there'll also be some preview information that you'll find on Shepherd Hill's website. So in addition to that, we're getting ready to celebrate next year an anniversary of Pocket Worn. Pocket Worn is that extra hefting, that feels right away look right out of the box. It may feel like your granddad's knife or a knife that you've carried and just worn, but we did that in a peach seed jigged antique bone, and this has got the propeller shield in it. So a very nostalgic, very traditional looking case knife, a beautiful family. It's going to have that Pocket Worn feel, and no doubt this is going to be great. And again, these promotional families that we're showing you right now are going to be available in limited quantity. So while you may have to choose based on, you know, what you're able to invest this fall, make sure that you look at those as maybe a one-time offering. So we're hoping to have production, but as the way things are going, and we're so grateful and thankful that our brand is doing well, these products will not last long in the market. Another great family for the fall of 2020 is our limited edition series. This is a second cut autumn bone. Limited edition series is always some of our favorites. We limit that to no more than 1,500 pieces of each. You'll see the beautiful black and gold blade imprint on those, but we've got some great items in there, always some of the best. In this, and a lot of our families, you're going to see the Pocket Hunter. Remember, the Pocket Hunter is our vault pattern for this year. It's a 1-year production only, and it's going to go very fast. So look at those. This is the limited edition Series 36. Hard to believe we've been doing this for 36 different series, but this is actually one of my favorites, so it's going to be really good. Next, we have a blue denim bone. We did this a few years ago in Pocket Worn, and it did fantastic. But again, very traditional looking. A lot of folks like blue. They're kind of gravitating to that. You've got the historic bomb shield in that, one of my favorite shields, along with the peach seed jigging. But you've got patterns in these that you often won't see in the standard product line. We get collectors and customers all the time that say, man, what about that seahorse whittler? You're not doing very much of that. We've added the seahorse whittler. We've added the half whittler. We've added the medium stockman, the 44 pattern medium stockman. Again, you're going to see the pocket hunter and a lot of other great things in that denim blue bone. A couple other things that you're really going to be excited about. The first is a heart leaf bone. Now, a lot of you may remember something similar we did that was ivy. I still kind of call this ivy, but it does have, it's a smooth bone handle that is laser engraved, and it's got that ivy looking pattern on it. And the thing that really separates this, in my opinion, is that it extends onto the bolster. So not only is the handle laser engraved, but the bolster has that diamond engraving on it. And this is front and back. So it's a beautiful knife, kind of that dressy knife if you want one to carry for Sunday or for a special occasion. This would be a great one. You'll find, again, that a lot of folks are probably putting it up. Again, patterns like the sow belly that you're going to see. We did the tribal lock. We've got a lot of the patterns in there, the medium toothpick, and of course that pocket hunter. So that's a great family, and I know it will do well. We've got a smooth old red bone. Now, old red is our pocket worn color. One of the things that really make this stand out is the PVD coated blades. And you may have seen this on some other things that we did, but these are, it may be hard to tell on camera, but these are black. They're blackened blades. Really a great coating. It's a protective coating over that steel, and it really does well. There are 5 patterns available in this, and these will go fast. Just like we said, all of these are limited production, so you want to make sure that you're getting on these really quickly. Wouldn't be Christmas without a little bling, so we're excited that we're going to have a smooth, it's smooth kieranite, but we've got a red pearl kieranite, and we've also got a gold stardust. The red pearl, you might remember from a few years ago, we added that center bolster with the Case trademark Longtail C on it. So we've got a lot of patterns in that, not many duplicated from the ones a few years ago, except of course the Trapper and some of those that you'll find in most all of our families. But the red pearl kieranite is going to be available right in time for Christmas. And then the gold stardust. If you're familiar with old Case knives, this has that this has that nostalgic look. It really looks like the old celluloid, the gold flake celluloid of past. This has a black spark shield, so it's got that gold stardust kieranite, that smooth handle, and that black stardust, black spark shield that really pops off of there. Again, these will be available later in the year. It doesn't say Christmas, but when you think about these brilliant colors and the bright red and the gold, you kind of think Christmas, but these are going to be good year round. But they're only going to be available this fall. So I hope you will look at all the items available from Case. Stay tuned. You know we're going to have more coming out. This is not the full offering, but this is a peek behind the curtain to see what we're going to have. And I know you'll be excited, and we always welcome your input on things you would like to see on future releases. So enjoy the celebration, and thanks for checking out and supporting the Case brand. You know, Randy, folks that come to the celebration, they're kind of in the inner circle or the know of what's coming out new from Case. We've got all our new products kind of on premiere. But Shepherd Hills Cutlery, if they don't know, you guys are our largest user of special factory orders. We do more for you than anywhere else in the country. Keeps us hopping, which is good. Randy's always thinking. But they get a chance at the celebration to get a glimpse behind the curtain of some of the things we've got coming out.
They do more. They get to see what we're thinking about coming out with and what we're definitely coming out with. So they have an influence over what will be offered to the consumer.
Yes. They may not know it, but you're exactly right. We'll tally those up at the end of the celebration and be like, boy, we scored on that one, or what were we thinking on that one?
We have had a few of those too.
So it's really good. But some of the things this year that I think the folks are going to see, and I know they're going to love, you know, we did the Job bolster case with the peach seed jigged antique with the bolster work and Job on the bolster. We've got that expanded series coming out at some point, but we're excited about that. We look at some of the things we've got with the 3-Cross, and I know the 3-Cross was your idea, and it's done really good.
3-Cross has been phenomenal for us, so we're expanding it into a Trapper and a rust lock in natural bone.
Yes, and then we've got some great embellishings. You know, you've probably seen on your website, they've probably seen it, but the quilt patterns, and those have done really well, so we've expanded that a little bit.
They have, yeah, we've done the peanut and the Trapper. Going forward, we're going to add the rust lock, which is always popular.
Yes, that'll be really good. And one of the things Randy and I were talking about earlier, you know, through the whole 2020, whatever you want to call it, you know, we introduced a new tank stamp. We've got some really neat products, but this is also the 100th anniversary of the tested XX trademark.
It is, and we probably got the most exciting offering coming out Using the tested trademark.
Absolutely. So we've redesigned the tank stamp. So it will have a dual tank stamp. It will have the tested 100th anniversary. So there's no confusion with the original tested tank stamps, but it'll be the Case Longtail C tested XX, just 100th anniversary. It's going to have that. It'll also have the 2020 tank stamp. So again, you've got that dual transition tank stamp. Celebrating that, and it's got some other cool things too, I know.
Yeah, you take a tank stamp, it's got 10 dots on one side and Case tested on the other.
Yeah.
Never, ever happened before.
Yeah, and it's going to be fantastic. You've got that. It's got some blade artwork, and got those. You've got the bolster. The strike lines in the bolster kind of dresses it up a little bit, I think.
It does. It makes it stand out a lot more.
Yeah, when you look at those knives, you know, historic old knives that just, man, they just had such a look and feel. These remind me of them. I think we did okay.
I think we did good.
So one of the other items, and it was your idea, great idea, is the transition trapper, and that has a shield that actually has a tank stamp of 2020 in it, and another shield in the handle of a knife that has a 2019 tank stamp. It'll have the 2019 and 2020 blades. I believe that one is already scheduled in gray, but we're going to show it in blue too, so they can see them both.
We had our Branson show, and more people liked the gray bone over the blue bone on that. But we're still open to have input on this.
That's right. We'll have to do it quick, though. You better decide if you like it, because obviously 2020, thankfully, is going to wind down pretty soon. So we'll do that. Additionally, obviously, the Pocket Hunter being the vault pattern. You guys have already done several SFOs on the vault pattern, but got a couple more.
We do. One we're real excited about on the Pocket Hunter is the Prime Stag. We challenged Case that find us some of that gnarly stag. Surely got some small pieces of that left over.
Yes.
And they dug and they dug and they dug. They came back to us and said, we got it.
We got enough for a small run, but we did have enough. And, you know, stag in general is just so hard to get. I know your folks out there know that, but because of the embargo, any bigger pieces of stag, they're very scarce. And that SFO with the 2-blade, man, it's going to be hot.
It's going to be hot, Mark.
It's going to be hot. You also have that one with a cross shield in there.
We do.
We've got that one. So we've got, again, just a great selection as always. There are a lot of things in the pipeline, so we can't, some of those aren't far enough along yet to share with everybody, but you're always thinking, man.
We are thinking. You know, the tested tank stamp.
Yes.
We're excited about that one. That's probably the most exciting of everything that's coming down the pike.
I agree with you.
We have the tested tank stamp on one side, 10 dots on the other, a blade etch. It's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal. And you got 100 more years before you can do it again, so we better get it in pretty quick.
And the 100 years of the tested coincides with 50 years of the 10 dot. So what a great piece.
Yes, and a new decade. So it's all these things are coming together. The stars are aligning.
They are.
So we're good. We hope you'll check out all of those Shepherd Hills exclusives. Check out all the Case items that are coming this fall. Check out that video, because there's going to be some good things there. And man, we appreciate what you're doing, and keep thinking.
We'll keep working on it.
Whether you've met Linda Carstone or not, I think you're going to really enjoy this next part of our virtual celebration online. Linda is a world-renowned scrimshaw artist, and this year, since we can't all be together, has graciously invited us into her home to show us the process behind making this year's large Stockman One Nation Under God, limited to only 20 pieces. So come along. I think you're going to really enjoy this.
Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Linda Carstone. I'm a scrimshaw artist, and it's been my job since I've been a teenager. And I've been at it a long time, and I've been working with Shepherd Hills and the Reed family for over 20 years now. And not being able to come to the celebration is a real disappointment. And we thought that we would try to do something a little special. I'm hoping to show you the process of how I get the Case knives and how we turn them into the series. So this is my home here in the Texas Hill Country, and I'm gonna invite you back to my studio here. It's a pretty small room. It gets the morning sunlight in here, and I'm lucky that scrimshaw doesn't take up very much room, so I work over here in the corner. So come on with me. The project I'm going to be showing you today, we're calling One Nation Under God, and it's an eagle design. And the way we always start is Shepherd Hills sends me direct from the Case factory knives that I have in inventory. I unbox them and unwrap them, and I get them, I put a layer of wax on them so that the ink that I'm doing doesn't soak down into the bone. So I kind of start with a blank canvas, and then I choose just one of the pieces. This time I chose this knife. This was my very first one. And I got out all of my inspiration photographs, things from books and magazines, and eagles that I saw up in Alaska, and some from the Great Lakes area where my parents live. So I kind of get those all around me, and I draw it on until I'm happy with the drawing. And I individually scrimshaw this one first knife, and I do it until the black is completely done. And that's going to be the model for the rest of the series. And this one, I was only going to make a 1 of 1, and I liked it so much that I called Randy and asked if we could do 20 of them, and he said go for it. So, so the rest of the knives, you might have wondered how I get them to look so similar to each other, and that's what I'm going to show you today. So when this knife is completely finished, I take a photograph of it, and then I put it in the computer, and I blow it up really large so that I can see each and every one of the lines that I've scrimshawed. And then I also put it in the computer and shrink it down really small and reverse the image. So I get a piece like this. This is in reverse. And then I cut them out into little pieces. And when I have those pieces cut out, I'm going to do what is called an acetone transfer. So this is just a blank knife. I take the piece of paper that's been printed just on the laser printer. I line it up with the knife, and I apply, this is acetone, regular fingernail polish remover. And what it's doing is it's loosening the ink on the other side of the paper. Scratch that on there. Press very gently. Sometimes this transfers well and sometimes it doesn't, but hoping for this demonstration it will cooperate. And peel it up. And if it works, I'm left with an image of the drawing I had done. And then I just have to follow my lines and keep scrimshawing. So when I've got it that far, I take it over to my desk here, and I have to change from my regular reading glasses to my, these are called mag eyes. They have a more powerful magnification so I can see what I'm doing. So this is my scribe. It's a carbide steel tip point. It's just a rounded point. Nothing mechanical about it. I just hold it in my hand, and I actually start scratching the lines into the bone handle. So this lump of clay this is just modeling clay with this piece of saran wrap so that the clay doesn't go down into the sides of the knife. And I just start following the lines that are there from the transfer. I don't know if you can hear that, but I am actually digging down into the bone and removing little pieces. I think of these as big gouges, and the ink, when I apply that, is going to sink down into those lines, and that's what's going to leave the positive image of the scrimshaw. Depending on how closely I follow my lines is how close each one of the knives will look to each other. So the etching process is just a series like that, scratching the lines, inking it in, and I keep scratching until all of these lines are actually scratched down in the knife. So scratching and scratching, and then I would ink the piece. And for the demonstration purposes today, we're lucky to have the other 19 of the series here. So they start with the acetone transfer. These pieces just have the acetone on them, and then I do start etching it in. These have some scratches but aren't inked yet. And this one, I've kind of done an outline of everything, and I've started, this has been inked the first time, but you can see it doesn't have near enough detail in it. So then it's just a process of going back each one at a time, each hand scratched, and adding more and more detail, adding the feathers, making the lines line up, making sure I've got the eyeball correct and that kind of thing. So just adding more and more detail. I keep doing that until I'm actually done and happy with all of the black. I do all 20 knives in black at one time, and then until that's finished. And then the next step is deciding on the color. For the color, you scratch in the lines the same way. You just apply colored ink instead of the black ink onto the lines. And this is our finished One Nation Under God piece. And you can see the little blue line here. That's intentional. That's supporting our first responders and our police. And One Nation Under God, with liberty and justice for all. And we thought this was a really important piece right now. So anyway, I'm hoping that knowing the process a little bit more, you might enjoy your scrimshaw knife that much more. And I'm glad you had a chance to come to my studio today. And I want to thank my handsome cameraman. As probably you've guessed, that's my husband, Mark Stone. There he is. We wish we could be with you, but we all have reasons to celebrate every day. And please just keep counting your blessings, and I hope we see each other again very soon. Love you all. Bye.
We are really changing things up this year. We have got the radio guy on video.
Yeah, scary, isn't it?
Mike Morris has always been the voice of the celebration. He broadcasts for 9 hours and has got to know a lot of you folks, and we wanted to make sure he got to say
hi.
We
miss you. I mean, we were talking before we went on, but we had all our friends from Mississippi that come up, a whole group of them, the grandpa, the grandkids that are always waiting in line to be a part of the celebration. It's amazing every year to see the license plates out in the parking lot of folks that come from, 37, 38 states to come to this particular event in Lebanon, Missouri.
It is. It's such a unique event because it is a family event. A lot of families, extended families, will come in and be here in Lebanon to experience this together.
They plan vacations around this.
Right.
I mean, you got friends that'll hook up from one state or another, meet here in Lebanon, Missouri, just for this particular event, and then go out and see Bennett Spring or Lake of the Ozarks, whatever, to around the southwest Missouri. But there's so much going on during the event that we're really going to miss.
Right. The camaraderie. It's all about the knife. We're swapping knives. We're buying knives. We're trying to figure out what the next knife we need is. But the big thing is having fun. You don't have to buy a single thing. We have Chuck Wagon chili set up out there. Glenn Rafe sets his wagon up and cooks over an open fire.
Now tell them how much chili we gave away last year.
Right, it's all free.
It's all free.
We gave away 160 gallons of chili that went on 1,200 hot dogs.
At least. Yeah. And people enjoyed it. Soda, everything was free and fun.
Right.
That was the important thing that people enjoyed. And what I enjoyed was, the people from Bradford, Pennsylvania, they come every year. They are Case knives. They manufacture them there. Everything made in America. We can't promote that enough. And we have the folks from Tennessee come up, Maury Ford and Ed Jessup and just Tony Bowes. I mean, he's been working on my knife now for 26 years. Supposed to get it one of these days. Linda Karst, I mean, a scrimshaw artist extraordinaire. Just great people with, great stories to tell, and that's what's going to be missed.
That's right. But we're going to do our best in this, but the big thing is next year will be all the better.
Absolutely. And if you've got ideas on how we can improve it, hey, send them to us. We're not bashful at all. We won't take offense to it. We look at everything. I'm still working, folks, on the funnel cake. One of these days we're going to get that, and people are going to say, it might be a memorial to me, but it's going to happen one of these days. We want you to come and enjoy the Ozarks.
Thank you guys very much, and thank you, Mike.
You're welcome. Thank you.
In constant sorrow all through his days, I am a man of constant sorrow. I see trouble all my days. I bid farewell to old Kentucky, the place where I was born and raised. A place where he was born and raised. For 6 long years I've been in trouble. No pleasures here on earth I found. For in this world I'm bound to ramble. I have no friends to help me now. He has no friends to help him now. In constant sorrow all through his days.
Welcome to Camp Case 2020, y'all. We're happy to be here. I'm Becky Reed. This is Maury Ford, and we're excited to be telling you about some of the roles that Case has played in our nation's story.
Yeah, it's really cool because, obviously learning about Case, maybe at Camp Case, and then obviously they know about history. So this is where they kind of come together, right?
Right. And it's impressive and striking the number of times that Case has played a role in our country's story. So we'll start with World War I. World War I was over 100 years ago. At the time that the United States got into World War I, the only pocket knives that they issued were to the men that were in the Navy. So there were no pocket knives issued for Marines or Army. When the Red Cross heard about that, they said, we can't have this. We need pocket knives for the Army and the Marines. So they went out and got donations from private citizens, and they collected enough money for hundreds of thousands of non-take-apart hobo knives to be made and sent to the troops that were in Europe. The Red Cross made an appeal to all cutlery companies across the nation at that time, and so Case made a part of those non-take-apart hobos. And I want to explain to you a little bit what I mean. If you're familiar with the hobo, this is a current, present-day hobo, and when you unlock, it comes apart. And so you can use it as utensils separately. The hobos that were made for World War I were not take apart. They had no fork, and the knife and the spoon always were together. So very, very...
Very useful. You're right, especially in the wartime efforts. That would have been really, really, really nice. So it's interesting to know. I did not know that. I'm learning something here too, so it's great.
So that was World War I. As history progresses, we get to World War II, and as it unfolded, that was the first time that the United States ever made a first Special Service Force. And the first Special Service Force was an elite commando unit that were special tactics, and they are legendary. They made
a lot of movies and everything written about these guys, right?
Yeah, they made movies. You need to get on Netflix and check out the 1st Special Force. Well, they were called the Devil's Brigade, and here's why.
Right.
The Devil's Brigade carried a V-42 fighting knife, a V-42 stiletto it's called. And Maury, if you don't mind
Yep,
to show
I'll
us,
get
handle
that.
that for us. This is the knife that was manufactured. Case was selected by the United States government to make this knife for the 1st Special Service Force.
And those guys helped design it. So there was a specific design that they wanted. This knife has some unique characteristics. It's sharp on both sides of the blade. So it's, we talk about that stiletto. This is pretty impressive or pretty daunting, I guess. It's a skull crusher. So when you think about these guys, and you're right, we talk about heroes today, and these guys were true heroes. They were in the trenches. I know we've had some speak at the celebration, and they were all about, it wasn't an option to fail our mission. This was, the whole war depended on it. If we didn't take that portion, there were huge consequences. So what a great group.
Their missions were all over the board, what they did for the United States and in the World War II effort. For instance, they would be put on a glider, flown across enemy lines at night, parachute out behind enemy lines with their V-42 fighting stiletto, and I don't know what other gear they had, but they all had one of these.
Right.
And they were coming in stealthily on the Germans, and the Germans had no idea where they were going to show up or when they were going to show up,
Right.
because there was no sound. Talking with Gene Gutierrez that we had here, who actually carried one of these, he said, that was their weapon. 69 missions, all special tactics.
Wow.
They never failed.
And it's real special that Case got to be chosen for that. Like you
Yeah.
said, what a historic part. Folks will see these. I get people all the time that ask me about it. They said, man, I saw a military tattoo, and it was your stiletto. It was your V-42, the Devil's Brigade. This has become a symbolic means of special service forces. I mean, it really is.
As a matter of fact, the 1st Special Service Force was awarded the Congressional Gold Medal in 2015, and this is a replica. This is not the real thing, but this is a replica of the actual medal that the 1st Special Service Force received. And if you look very closely on the back, it has their insignia. Take a look at that, Maury.
Yeah, there it is right there, the V-42.
V-42 is part of their insignia. That gives you an idea of how integral the Case V-42 stiletto was in the service of the very first special service force our country ever had.
And I think it's great. Case is historic. They probably know this already, being to camp, but it's 131 years old this year. And every major conflict, of the early part of the 20th century, Case was supplying product for.
Right.
But I can't think of one that is cooler or really more
it's
just more special,
It's legendary.
than the V-42 stiletto. And if you guys ever get a chance to hold one of these, it feels like something else. It's definitely a tool. It's a mission specific. I think someone said that one time.
Oh, yeah.
You get this knife because you want to come home to your family.
That's right.
It's something that's going to help you along your way. And again, Case was real proud to work for that in that World War II effort.
Yeah, and I know we touched on this earlier, but I do want to encourage them to go to Netflix or Prime
Yes.
Video, Amazon, and look for the movie The Devil's Brigade, because it does tell the story. A number of documentaries out there as well that will tell you the story of the role this case knife played in a very important, critical part of our world history,
Right.
actually.
Right.
So that's World War II.
So it is really good, and hopefully everybody will enjoy that. I think the next one we wanted to talk about a little bit.
Yeah, the next one is it's more lighthearted,
Yes,
I
it
guess
is.
I would
Yes,
say.
it
But
is.
President Dwight Eisenhower, who became the president of our country in 1953, was a huge fan.
As we all are. So
of
it's
case
easy to
knives.
understand why you would be.
That's right. And so this pattern was the pattern that he bought in bulk, because when people would come to visit him at the White House, he wanted to give them a memento of their visit. And so he would hand them a case knife to special visitors. That was just part of his tradition. Well, he bought so many of these, and Maury, you correct me if I'm wrong here, but he bought so many case knives, this pattern case knife to give away.
Became the Eisenhower.
Yeah, they
Yes.
eventually renamed the pattern the Eisenhower pattern. And it just so happens that the very first camp case knife is the Eisenhower pattern.
So if some of you haven't been around that long, but if you see one of those, you definitely want that. But
They
the
only made
Eisenhower,
50 of those.
you know, it really is great. We've done some commemoratives of that, so you'll see several different versions. It's a 63 pattern for those of you that know your pattern numbers, but it was something that is a state gift. I believe he bought them from a store in Texas, and he loved Stag, so he would always give those away. Obviously, it was an honor to Case, but it was an honor to him. He understood the importance of American-made quality craftsmanship, and that was his takeaway when someone visited him. So
And
that's
you
pretty
know,
special.
I had never thought about it before, but he played such a huge role in World War II. It
Yes.
makes you wonder if he was familiar.
He may have had a hand in this. You
Yeah,
never know.
yes,
You never know.
yeah,
But that really is cool. You know, I know at Case we talk about things from, you know, when we're doing historic trainings, we say, you know, we've been in every major conflict. We've been given by heads of states and presidents, and we're the one knife company that can say we've actually been to the moon and back. So that is really cool. And I will share these.
Oh yeah, we've got 2 models for you here. So back in the 60s, the United States was ramping up to put a man on the moon. And as part of that space program, NASA asked Case to build a knife that would go in their survival pack.
Oh, wow.
And so Case stepped up and made this Case, the M1, what we call the M1 astronaut knife, to go in the survival rucksack, so that every mission that was manned in the Gemini and Apollo programs were including a Case knife. So a Case knife has been to the moon and back 9 times.
It's really something. I know last year we celebrated the 50th anniversary, so there were movies about it, everything, and you're exactly right. So if you watch those movies, whether it be on Netflix or somewhere like that, you can see, you know that there's a Case knife there. I don't know if they brought them out. I have watched those movies. I didn't see it. But you know that they're on those missions if they were flying. So.
Yeah, and it's impressive that Case was selected to make this knife. It had to be made to exact specifications. It needed to have a sharp cutting edge. It needed to have the sawtooth on the back edge and a lightweight handle. So it's impressive to me that they were selected to make this knife for the
and just
program.
a lot of the things in history, you know, like you say, with Case being on those and this survival knife, and you know, I think it was meant if they splashed down, they would have a way to maybe to cut their way through the brush or cut loose anything that might be there. But you never know what you might have needed for in space either. They didn't know what they were getting into for the first time. So it's good to have something that useful tool. And how cool is it that, again, that Case parallels U.S. history so well, and being a part of an astronaut. You know, we all want to be astronauts, or I did when I was younger. So we all want to do that, and you know, that to know that a Case knife was a part of that. We were part of helping the Special Service Forces win the war. Obviously, it's huge. We talk about the heroes of World War I, and then we talk about what a great President Dwight Eisenhower to lead us through that troubled times. There's a lot of other things that you'll see Case history in, and a lot of times just because of the nature. We're 131 years old, so we've been around for a long time. We've seen a lot, we've done a lot, and thankfully a lot of influential people have used our products for their cause or just to help whatever
And don't you think that's a testament to the quality of the work that the artisans do at Case?
Yes.
I mean, it speaks volumes about people depend on them. They have faith and trust in them that it's going to be a product that's not going to fail them. So
it's really good. Becky, we appreciate what you do with camp. We appreciate all this knowledge. You know, Becky was a school teacher. That's really obvious, but I've learned some stuff today, so I do appreciate that.
I'm glad.
I hope you guys have too, and I hope that you will kind of take this and run with it and see what you can learn about Case, and just continue to look at the history and the path that Case played in that history, and hopefully we'll do it again.
Who knows where Case will show up next in history?
Yeah, that's true. You know, we got a pandemic going now. Maybe we're going to fight our way out of the pandemic with the Case knife. So whatever it takes. And again, we appreciate you guys' interest in the brand. American iconic brand, made in America by hardworking Americans. And we've got the next generation watching here, so they're going to take us to the next level.
Well, now you mentioned the pandemic, Maury.
Yes.
I had a fella tell me that you know, early on in this pandemic, you could not buy toilet paper at Walmart. Right?
That's true.
But he said, you know what? I have a collection of Case pocket knives, and I bet anybody would trade me toilet. He said, I could get all the toilet paper I wanted. I'll trade you one of my Case knives.
Case knife. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. So we'd be in really tough times if it got to that. But it's true. You know, you never know. A lot of people barter Case knives. You know, not that we want them to do that camp Case knife that way, but those things are valuable, and people put a lot of perceived and precious value in that. And we know they will too. They'll take care of it. So
well, thanks for joining us. We hope you've learned something new about Case, and we appreciate you being here with us.
Have a great day.
It may look like Tony Bowes is here with us today, but with Celebration being virtual this year, Tony was unable to be here, and we look forward to seeing him again next year. In the meantime, he was able to shoot a video from his shop showing us where those famous Tony Bowes knives are created. Let's take a look.
Hi folks, this is the old dog Tony Bowes, sitting right in my man cave here at Wolford Works. So I'm going to get up and look at an old pocket knife. I'm going to get up and show you folks a little tour of Wolford Works. This room's where I heat treat. These pocket knives just start out with a piece of steel. That's 154 cm. Or this is my Paragon heat treat oven. It's as good as it gets for a shop like this. All digital, really works nice. This is my pattern drawer. There's absolutely a lifetime of work in that. That's the most valuable thing in this shop. A lot of old original pocket knives that are patterned pretty accurate for an old dog. But I decide what I'm going to make. Then I'll take it over here and drill holes in it, pin it on there, and I'll lay it out on a piece of steel like this. Can you see that? This is a Texas toothpick. Then saw it out. Grind it to the lines. These are blades that I cut pulls in yesterday. They have to be ground and stamped and heat treated. And once they're heat treated, they have to be surface ground. These have been heat treated. Then the finished grinds are put on them. And I Rockwell test everything that I heat treat. These blades are a Rockwell C62. Because if you don't test them, you don't know what you've done. I do all of my grinding on this 20-inch wheel. It's variable speed. This is the prototype machine. I taught Burr King into making these, and there's been several makers buy them since, because it gives you a happy medium between a flat ground blade and a hollow ground blade. A deep hollow ground blade will wedge in things. A flat ground blade, as it wears up, the cutting edge will get thick and it'll cut as well. And I've got this bank of Burr Kings. These aren't cheap, by the way. I got this bank of Burr Kings all set up different ways, so I don't have to tear one down and hit a lick and tear it down and put it back like it was. I can just walk down the line. So I got 7 of them in here. This is a back pocket blade I ground yesterday with a hand rub finish. I got two Powermatic drill presses that are both variable speed. I got a couple more Burr King grinders over here. This one's got that Jerry Moore rotary plating on it. It runs on rubber. It's really good for flat grinding because you don't get any chatter on it. And they're all variable speed. This one a guy made for me in 1974. I've been using it ever since. It's what I work on the back square and do the tang work with. It's got an undercut on the plating where you can get right up in a corner. Got a little drill press right here where I can clamp on the underside of it and drill through stag or something, and the hole will be square with the liners. And I got a surface grinder that's been converted to a belt. These are really nice because you can put a real nice finish on them, or you can put a real coarse belt on and take about 10 thousandths off at a time. It's not like a hard wheel grinder. And I got 2 more band saws. One's they're for metal cutting. One's got a bimetal blade on it to cut tool seal with, and the other one's got a finer tooth carbon blade that I cut liners with. And I got this little tabletop mill. I think I bought that in 1989. That I cut pulls and I'll mill the relief on the inside of the liner. I don't use it a lot, but I need it for what I use it for. Everything in here, none of it's computerized. It's all handwork. I cut these shields in with a parser plate like they did in Old Sheffield. I clamped that plate on there. I clamped the plate on there, and I got a little end bell that goes down in there that guides it and cuts it. Then I can stick the shield in there and pin it on. I always pin them on so they won't fall off. Anyway, you can see what comes out of here, and this is what I do it on. I've carried for years and years and years a Warncliffe Trapper. I had Case make this once. That's the handiest everyday knife I think there is, because people don't skin fur anymore, so I don't have any use for a spade blade. Because that Warncliffe blade is just so handy. Turn it upside down, it's a drop point and get a squirrel. Great for opening mail or opening boxes. Just a handy everyday knife, and it's 3 5/8 long, so it don't feel like a potato in your pocket, you know. It's just a handy pocket knife. I've made a lot of them lately. That ought to be enough, hasn't it?
Hey guys, one of the things you've come to learn about the celebration and really come to expect is something from our good friend Tony Bowes. You know, we've done a Wilfred Works at nearly every celebration that Tony's been a part of, and a Wilfred Works knife really highlights Tony's shop, you know, the old dog himself, and what we've done this year is really special. This is kind of hot off the press, so we're going to show you a picture of it. It's going to be a natural bone copper lock. Now that's not a pattern that Tony designed, but we've kind of exhausted most of those. But this is a pattern that Tony loves. The copper lock, obviously it's got the single clip blade. It's going to have the Wilfred Works, again, that just kind of represents his shop, and the old dog on the handle. It's going to have Tony Bowes' signature on the blade. So this is going to be a really special item, limited production. It's only going to be available to premiere at the celebration, and we'll make no more than 100 pieces. So hopefully you'll get on that. Again, we all love Tony Bowes, and his knives are always great. But add to your Wilfred Works collection with this new copper lock. So I'm here with Gina from Shepherd Hills, and Gina works a lot behind the scenes. But Gina, you're the creative person. You've done a lot of embellishing, but you know a lot about what it takes to embellish a knife and really what kind of stuff you can do.
Yes, I do everything from creating new designs that go onto each knife, and I also do a lot of the personalization. So if you want a certain name on a knife, we make that happen. If you want it on blades, we can make that happen. And I'm the one working in the computers and putting all these images and letters together to make what you want on your knife.
You know what's so cool too is, you know, a case knife is so personal anyway. But if you're giving it as a gift, whether it be for a graduation or just something special, and you personalize it with their name, man, you talk about an heirloom quality thing that it's amazing. It really makes a difference. And you guys do that every day.
Pretty much every day.
Yeah.
I have a new order for, I need this for an anniversary or a birthday or a thank you. Like I said, we do a lot of the custom engravings with a lot of the designs, and there's so many people who know that they need it on this date, and they're ordering well ahead of time. And
I guess you would encourage well ahead of time. That's probably
please.
probably a little bit better if you do that.
The engravers don't like me so much when I'm telling them this needs to be a rush.
Especially when you get close to Christmas, because it's a great way to give a Christmas gift. But just in general, it's a great way to just add a personal touch to your case knife or to one that you're giving as a gift. So Gina's done the Carved in Love. We've sold, Randy would say we've sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, and I know you work on the family crest with the family names. There's a lot of things that you're doing behind the scenes, but I really encourage you, if you have not tried to personalize knives for a gift, look into that. They have a gift section in your catalog, but I know you do well beyond that.
We do. Pretty much almost any knife that you want to personalize, we can figure out a way to make that happen.
All right. She's the girl. I told you. So another thing, too, that's really cool, I think, about personalization, and I know you designed these, but this is a premiere of some new products.
Yes.
So we've got, some folding hunters?
Folding hunters with Bible verses on them, and now we do have 6 up there right now with, kind of the popular ones, but if there's something that you actually want that might not be seen on the website, just give our catalog sales department a call and we can make it happen.
They're going to see it here first at the celebration. Some of these, this is one of my favorites, Jeremiah 29:11, and you actually have the full scripture on the back. I had a friend of mine, and he was going through a tough time, and this is a verse I know that speaks well to them. So these things are very personal and very meaningful. I know you put these on the folding hunter because it is a scripture on the back. So not only will you get the verse on the front, but you'll actually get the full scripture on the
Exactly,
back.
and you can read it.
Yeah, that's right, and you can see it. So even with my eyes, I can see that. But so you got 6 versions of that. Check those out on the website. Gina, we love what you do. I know they love what you do, and I hope you guys, if you haven't ever done it, I hope they take advantage because it is a great way to give a case knife.
Thank you for 26 years of celebration.
Most of you know Lebanon is a small community and we're really proud of our community. So each year we do a special knife to honor an individual or an event that is the fabric of Lebanon. So this year we're honoring downtown Lebanon, and we have with us Nicole McGinnis, the Director of Tourism for the City of Lebanon.
Yeah, so each year we welcome all of you to the area, which we are really going to miss this year. Some of you might recognize me from volunteering the several years I volunteered for the event. It's always so fun to see everybody come in and visit the town, and we really appreciate it. I love seeing all the locations on everyone's name tags each year, and having conversations about their areas and how many years they've been coming here and what they love about Lebanon. It's always such a fun event. It really doesn't feel like work that day.
Yeah.
You just feel like you're hanging out and chatting with people, so it's really fun. And it's really missed this year, so we hope we see you next year for sure.
Yeah, that's the big part of the event, is the social aspect.
Absolutely, and it's a good day of socialization and celebrating not just the event but the area as a whole. And so this particular knife does that very well.
That's part of what we do here. We do want to honor the community that we're a part of.
It's part of the celebration everybody loves. It's all the games that we play. You know, we've got Wheel of Fortune and then everybody's favorite Plinko. I'm here with Kathy Reed. Kathy runs the Plinko, and you may have seen her at other events, but she's the Plinko master. So Kathy made a mandate, and I believe, and I fully understand why you did it, but Kathy has something she'd like to share about future Plinko and maybe even something that helps today.
Think you all will like it. Since 2020 has been so challenging, we're getting rid of 20. We're going to 25 off.
Woo! No more 20s. No more. I'm all in. I think everybody is, Kathy, because they can all relate. So one thing I think you and Randy talked about was maybe offering a virtual Plinko.
Yes.
So we'll see how that works. You guys will have an opportunity. We're gonna drop a chip. Kathy will drop it, or I'll drop it. If you want me to, you can wish it luck. And we're going to drop it. Whatever you see, there's going to be a Plinko section where you're going to be able to buy that knife at this special discount. So you want to do the honors? You want me to?
I've rubbed it.
Oh
You do
no,
the
you know
honors.
you already got the luck on it. So here we go. We're going to see what happens. I like the new 25. Oh, 50%. All right. I tell you what, it's maybe Shepherd Hills. Sorry, Randy, but looks like everybody's going to get 50% off of that Plinko knife. Hey guys, I'm here with Chrissy Howe. Chrissy's part of the Shepherd Hills family, probably distantly related, but she's been here for 27 years. Is that right?
27 years.
Wow. So just like all the folks at Shepherd Hills, obviously very committed. not only to their company, but also to the Case brand. So Chrissy, we always appreciate, she takes care of us. She makes sure we have a place to stay when we come to Lebanon. And then you do a lot of other things, obviously.
Yep, I usually set up all the credit card equipment and make sure all of that's running, and help Kim with set up merchandise in the tents and whatever's needed to be done.
Yeah, you know, one thing about the virtual celebration that I really like is the fact that during the day you don't get a chance to visit and meet some of the people. You know, we see faces that we recognize, but everybody's running at such a pace.
We pass in the hallway.
We pass in the hallway. We give each other a high five during the celebration. But during the virtual celebration, we can sit down a little bit. It's a little different.
It is.
We didn't have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, so I think we had a little more sleep. Hopefully we're a little bright-eyed. But we're really excited about everything that's going to be going on virtually.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, we're going to have everything from sale tables. You're going to see a lot of familiar faces. Again, you've met Kim, you talked to Kim. We got Chrissy. You'll see a lot of folks today that really are the backbone of Shepherd Hills, and we're so excited that you joined us.
Thank you.
I know getting her on camera was not her favorite thing, but she did great. So
I like to be in the back scenes.
Well, thank God that you are, because you take care of us behind the scenes, and that's so vitally important just to keeping this kind of business flowing. So, Chrissy, we appreciate you, and hope everybody has a great time in the celebration.
All right, see you later.
Just got home from Illinois, locked the front door, oh boy. Got to sit down, take a rest on the porch. Imagination sets in, pretty soon I'm singing. Do, looking out my back door. Tambourines and elephants are playing in the band. I want you to take a ride on a flying spoon. Dinosaur Victrola, listen to Buck Owens. Looking out my back door. Looking out my back door. Looking out my back door.
Hey Randy, I know one of the big things about the celebration every year is the Camp Case auction. People wait all year to get that because you really do some special stuff in there.
We do. We offer the #1 SFO special factory orders that we've done throughout the year. And we put with that either an associate knife or a camp knife. So
in some cases both. I've seen
some cases both, boy, you're right. And the bidding gets pretty exciting.
It is great. You know, I know a lot of folks get their serial number on all your specials, but you always hold #1, and it's always for this auction. So anybody that's got them before, they need to jump on it.
They do, and it's going to be real exciting this year because we're starting the auction on Wednesday before the celebration and concluding 9 o'clock that night of the celebration.
So they've got a little more time. I know out there, usually during the celebration, you got to make those decisions quick. Got a little more time to think about it, but don't wait too long because those things are going to go fast.
That's right, and really the camp knives are the real excitement that's paired up with other #1 knives.
You know, I always tell them, I know when we're out there at the auction, I always tell them, only way to get a camp knife is to be between 6 and 16 and get registered for camp. Well, these guys may not qualify. Only way to get an associate's knife is to talk to Miss Ida or you or Rod and get a job here.
That's
and
right.
I don't know if that works for them. So those two knives are really valuable, and there are times during that auction that lot of just those two knives may bring $1,000. So I mean those are knives, even though they're camp knives. You know, we tell the campers, don't sell that. It's a teal knife. It's only done for Camp Case. So those are really valuable.
They're real valuable. Those camp knives, when those kids come out of camp, there's guys lined up to offer these kids a $100 bill for their knife.
And I'm thankful to see kids aren't taking it.
That's right.
They're smarter than that. But absolutely, those are great knives, great addition to that Camp Case auction. And really exciting, all the proceeds of that go back into the camp, which I think is awesome.
That's what supports the camp to make all this possible, guys.
There's going to be over 400 kids learning about Case knives. So make sure you bid often, keep an eye on it. By Saturday at 9 p.m., it's going to be over, right?
That's when it gets over, and it'll be exciting.
We'll call the winners then.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Becky Reed, and I'm so proud to present to you Alva Hazel. He is a contributor to our Camp Case auction each year. He makes a beautiful masterpiece that he donates to our kids to ensure that as many kids can come to camp as possible. And we have a special treat for you today because he just brought the painting and no one has seen it yet. So Alva, tell us about it.
At this point, nobody's seen this painting. Well, my spouse has on the table, and it's been a few weeks of painting, and I'm really kind of excited to show for the first time this particular piece. The idea of doing this for Kids Case Camp makes me very, very happy, and I'm very proud. So at this point, I'm going to
Are
turn this
you
around.
ready? Here
Are
we
you
go.
ready?
Oh,
There's
it's
the unveiling,
beautiful.
and it's a 22 by 30 illustration on neutral pH paper. Now, the reason I tell it's neutral pH, it has a deckled edge, which means it's handmade paper. It's made by the Arches Paper Company. The medium that I use are basically everything is acid free. The color pencil layout, and then the layout of watercolor, and then the layout of ink, and then finally the layout of gouache, making this a kind of a fun piece to do. We're calling it Cowboy Church for Case Camp, and then of course it's signed at the very bottom. It'll be framed off, and it'll be available, and I hope that you like this. I will tell you that if you stay tuned and you watch, there'll be a video that will show this painting in the process of being made, so that
so behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, you can actually watch
In your studio.
in the studio, and you'll watch as the pencil goes down first, and as the drawing goes down, and then as the rest goes on. There's a neat thing in this painting, and you probably are trying to, if you're familiar with these paintings, you know that I hide the word case a lot of times in these paintings.
I see one right there.
There'll be one or two that'll be just for the person that's I can find one, but there's some that you will have more trouble. There's about 10 of them hidden in here, and possibly even 2 more that would be almost impossible to find. But there are 10 case symbols hidden in this, so that the person that gets it can always walk by and try to say, oh, there's one, I see one, and it's kind of a fun piece. I hope that you bid on this piece, and that every bit of the money goes to the kids' case camp.
Now it will be framed. It will be framed. It just is hot off of your studio table.
Matter of fact, it was finished this morning.
Right.
Today, it just got finished probably about 2 hours ago. And I had to bring it in, and this is the official unveiling. So you right now are witnessing the first people to see this painting finished off the table. And it makes me really proud. I hope that you're okay with it this year.
I love it. Cowboy Church, it makes all kinds of sense to me, because when you're outside in nature,
it's part of a series. So people that buy this, be aware that the part of a series, there's a theme that I'm working on for 20 pieces. And basically, it's different types of churches for different types of people. So this is just one out of that series. So it's Cowboy Church. I hope you like it. Again, I really believe that this is probably going to be one of the more fun pieces.
I love it.
And,
I absolutely love it.
It's neat, and it's from the heart. I really, when you do these paintings, I don't know if you know it or not, but you walk away and you walk back later and you say, wow, I don't remember that. You almost lose contact with the way the world is for a few moments. You get lost in it. So I hope you bid often. Will this work for the camp?
Oh, absolutely. This is gorgeous, Alva. It is absolutely beautiful. So stay tuned to get a behind-the-scenes look at how Cowboy Church was made by the artist.
And it's an honor to be here. Thank you all so much. I start my drawings generally with line drawings of pencil on paper. And then after I've gotten a commitment of the subject matter and the composition, I begin to block in color. And color's where things begin to start working. After I block in the color, I go ahead and add a little bit of water to the color pencils, and the whole process begins to take off. I'm working on this drawing for Kids Case Camp. This is the donation piece that we put in every year, and it brings a relatively high price. I hope that this will bring a lot of money, because this is going to be a nice drawing, and I'm having a good time doing it. Basically, the premise is on the table here, if you may look at it, is more of a covered wagon and a camp guy, and there'll be a case symbol on here, but then I'm going to hide some case symbols all through this place as I'm working. Right now I'm using just graphite and color pencil. So all of these pencils are all sharpened with a pocket knife, and how I do it is I hold the knife in one hand and hold the pencil in the other, and they're all very, very sharp. And what I do is I hold the knife edge against the wood of the pencil, and I use this thumb to push against this thumb, so that as I'm pushing, it provides the leverage I need. And as you can see, it shaves off just a slight amount of wood on each one. And what I'm going for is something called a chisel point. And it kind of has a hard edge on one side, but then it has a nice point to the other. And this is the chisel point. I don't know if you can see it. I hope you can. I'm a little too close, but that's what it looks like right there. And so now I'm going to take this pencil. I'm going to work up into here where I've been working a little bit, and you can see I've got a sharper, much sharper point over here. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to go around I'm going to make some hard lines, break this line into here, kind of give that sky a little bit of boost. And then I'm going to go back in on the back side of that line, and I'm going to start to pull some of that color into it. And as I pull that color into it, it kind of gives it a little bit more three-dimensionality. And we're not through yet. After I block this color into it, like right in through here, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to find my eraser. Now my eraser I use for 3 or 4 different purposes. You'll see some edges they have kind of a burnish with the color on them, and then some of them don't. I don't like the eraser to have that burnished color all the time, so I'll take a slice of that off right about here, and I'll take a slice off here, and now I've got this clean part of the eraser. I go back in and I'll pull this out in the white area, and then I'll rotate that eraser to where I have a little bit of a burnishing going on, and I'll smooth that color in. And now these are watercolor pencils I'm using, so when I throw the water on this thing, it's really going to pop. It'll look really nice. So, and then when you're pulling those eraser crumbs off, you're going to have to use a brush. I use a brush to pull those off. And the reason so is if you try to move it off with your hand, they'll make drag marks across your pieces. It may not show up that awful much, but it might, and I don't like it to. I'm going to take my graphite pencil. I'm almost through with my little demo for the night, but I'm going to work into this tree just a little bit here, and I'm going to go ahead, and you can see I have some lines. I'm going to come back into this. I'm going to come back a little bit of dark into there, and every bit of this paper will be covered with this before I ever go to watercolor. So I'm going to clear the table. I'm dusting it off here to make sure there's no particles left, and I think I'm ready now to start blocking color. I'm going to use probably I don't know the numbers of brushes that well. I don't care. I just look for the brush that looks and feels right. And this one here's a number 10. It feels really good, so I'm going to work with it. And I've got some water right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to dab my brush into the water, and let's see how this works. I'm going to block this water into here and let the colors pop. I think it's kind of neat how it works. So as you move those colors in, you watch how that color just really comes alive. And this is where the painting starts to wake up, right into this stage. And then I'm going to clean that brush out again. I'm going to go over here and take some of this other color. It's kind of a purple. It looks kind of pretty. I like it. I'm going to take that color and I'm going to work that one back into here so that I have a little bit of that on my brush as I'm working. So as I move across, I'm going to use a clean brush, and I'm going to use the side of the brush. Take some of that water out there. And I'm going to go up here, and look how that just pops open. I'm going to go ahead and work this area. And this is the kind of, when you have big areas like this, they're kind of fun. And you won't see a lot of change, but what's happening is, for me, I can see these colors softening and blending better. Now, once we get the water on here and we get this color, then I'm going to go back in with some watercolor paint, a little bit of ink, and some gouache. And I'm going to go back in and I'm going to start to build the painting and give it more of a three-dimensional effect. Right now, it's relatively flat. It doesn't have a lot of surface difference, but I'm going to add some deeper colors to it and give that surface difference. So this is what happens when you add color. So we'll come along in a couple of days. We'll come back to this, and I'll show you what the color's doing. It's really kind of fun. Here, let me hit this wagon real quick. This will be fun to pop. Check this out. Watch this. And you hit that right there. You hit that right there. You just run these beads across here, and look at that. Isn't that cool? You actually get that feeling that those are real boards. I think I'm about finished with this piece of art. I believe it's ready to now date and sign and send off to the framers. So at this particular point, I want to bring a couple things to your attention that I think are good things to know about a piece of art. First of all of the art supplies that you see here and all of everything that I use, including the paper that I'm working on, is all neutral pH. So it's going to withstand the test of time with no issues. I want to point out a couple things. Along this edge over here, you'll see a lot of little spots and droplets. These are signature in my work whenever I work, because whenever I'm working with a brush and I'm bringing it across and there's water and I'm doing like flickering it, sometimes droplets will hit this. I actually like that quality. It shows that it is watercolor, and it also shows that it is hand painted and it's an original piece of art. in a lot of paintings that you see that are in museums, and you'll see water spots like this one up here that I'm pointing to. There'll be water spots and droplets. These become valuable assets to indicate the style and the use of materials. The other thing I want to draw to your attention is, let's look right down here, the edge of the paper. You'll notice that it's kind of a rough edge on this. This is called a deckled edge, and this means that this paper basically is handmade. It's a sheet of paper made by the Arches Paper Company, and it's deckled edged, and it's also called hot press, which means that it's pressed hot when it's made so that it has a smooth, workable surface. So as it goes off to the framer, when the framer frames it, my first request will be that the framer includes the deckled edge, so that when somebody purchases this piece, they'll see this edge and they'll know that that's part of the painting itself. I mean, this is as important as the subject matter. Then I guess the next thing I'm going to do is come over here to the right-hand side, and this is where I'll sign and date things. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and sign it just with. Okay, looks good. Okay, and then the date is, we always have to redate our pieces, so let's go ahead and throw the date down, and this is it. This pretty much finalizes everything. There's your nice painting. I hope that you bid a lot, and I hope that you bid on it. Remember, all of the proceeds are going to go to Kids Case Camp, and it's going to help children. So no matter what you bid, every penny that goes for this painting will go into Kids Case Camp. And I hope you're enjoying the usual Case Camp 2020 COVID year.
I have heard of a land on a four-way strand. 'Tis a beautiful home of the sun, built by Jesus on high, where we'll never more die, in a land where we'll never grow old. Never grow old, never grow old, in a land where we'll never grow old. Never grow old, never grow old, in a land where we'll never grow old.
Hey guys, as part of the virtual trade show, we get the opportunity to visit with Becky Reed. Now, Becky, obviously she's part of the Shepherd Hills family. You do so much, but I always refer to you as a principal of Camp Case. I hope that's okay. But,
I'll wear that moniker proudly.
all right. Well, guys, Camp Case is one of it really is one of the flagship programs that we as a brand sometimes adopt as our own, but you guys do all the heavy lifting and all the work in that. But such a great thing that you do.
I think it's a team effort, Maury. We all do it together, and Case does their part, we do our part, and we've got our teachers who donate their time to come and teach the kids,
Right.
professional educators, and we don't want to forget the customers who are supporting us
Absolutely.
through the Camp Case auction. So it's definitely team effort.
There's a lot, and you guys been doing this. I know it's the 26th celebration, but the Camp Case didn't start the first year. It was the
This is
third
our
year.
24th, our 24th year of Camp Case. We started in 1997. Wow. And we've had, I did a little bit of math before we started this, we've had about 8,000 kids attend Camp Case in those 24 years.
That's a lot of Case consumers that you've helped create.
Yeah.
You know, we always look for what's that next generation, and are they going to appreciate the things that maybe that we like and love and things like that, and you guys are doing a great job doing that.
It's been a reward for me to see the interaction across the generations. You know,
Yes.
we have a lot of grandparents that bring their grandchildren. We have a lot of parents that bring their kids. And so they have a common bond in that Case life and a common passion, and it's something that they can relate to each other about and enjoy the event with. And so it's been a real reward for me to see. I've seen a lot of kids grow up. You know,
Right.
our first class in 1997 of 16-year-old
16.
kids will be 40
Oh,
this
wow.
year.
They're grown up now. There's no excuse.
So
right?
happy birthday to all you 40-year-olds.
40-year-olds.
Camp Casers.
Well, you know,
yeah.
that really just kind of demonstrates the impact that it's had with 8,000 young people. And then you've got folks that started out as teenagers Now they're adults, and hopefully they're sharing some of these things with their children.
Well, we actually do have several students whose parents were kids in Camp Case. So we're on our second generation of Camp Case kids.
That is so cool. That is, and I always say, you know, one of the benefits of kind of being behind the scenes, kind of on staff for a day, I always say when I'm here, is that we get to go back and watch the classes. And it's going to be the same online, I know, but the content there is so amazing. You're teaching kids not only about knife safety, but really appreciation for product, American made, the natural craftsmanship that goes into that, and they can apply that throughout life on anything. You know, just a true appreciation for someone's hard work and really that passion for the brand. So we're excited about that a lot.
I always get a kick out of the kids that are in the dating class when you tell them you're in the dating class. They're like, whoa.
Yeah, wait a minute. I'm not old enough to date.
But along some of the subjects that we cover are how to date a case knife, how to look at it and tell what year it was made, and what pattern it is by looking at the pattern number. So we cover a lot of ground, and the kids do great.
I learned stuff, and I always say I should have already known it because I've been doing this for a while, but I learn stuff every year, and it's just so much fun to be around it. It's that passion. You know, we love to do things, and the celebration is all about family and family atmosphere. When you see the kids just on fire for this thing, man, it really just kind of reignites you and really makes you love the brand, and we just love to sell it, and we love to be associated with it. And Camp Case, and I will say this, not because you're here, I would say this anyway, Camp Case is the thing that we all just have so much pride in, and it's such a great program, and you guys have done such a great job.
Well, that makes me feel good to hear that. We are happy to be associated with the brand of Case because of the Made in America, and the artisanship that goes into these knives is incredible. And so it makes us very pleased to be able to be a part of it too. So,
well, I know everybody's wondering how you get in, so I think you got some information on the camp, maybe capacity, and then also on what they're going to get or what they should have already gotten. Is that right?
We limit the registration every year to 400 kids, and this year registration is already closed, of course. Okay. But the kids who are pre-registered have received their directions in the mail of where to go to get to their class online. And those classes will begin, the links will be live at noon.
Okay.
Right after all the other celebration festivities are over. And the reason why we did that, we realized that some families have more than one student, and they may not be able to all watch their lesson at the same time.
Right.
So the links for Camp Case will be live from noon until 7 p.m., and that will give everybody plenty of time to work it into their schedule how they need to.
And they can do it at their own pace. So it's not a Zoom call, it is actually a link, so with some information and everything
right.
else. So.
The instructions are there on their registration card that they received in the mail, but it can be done at their own pace.
Okay. So as a grown-up, like these other 40-year-olds, I'm a little more than that. So 40-year-olds and above,
we're not going to talk about age,
16. Okay, yeah, we're not going down there. 16 and above, they can watch camp, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
They can actually see what the content is.
I would encourage them to.
Yeah.
I would encourage. We'd love to have them watch and.
We may need to just put that out there. You're not going to get a Camp Case knife, so don't
right.
call about for your knife when you've completed camp. But it does give them a chance to really see the content, to really see what's being shared with these young folks, and again, be very impressed. I think they'll learn something too.
I hope so. I hope so. And that's part of the value of the Camp Case knives. They are not offered for sale.
Right.
They are made with the Associates color teal bone handle that Case doesn't make unless it's for an Associates knife.
Right.
And so that's what makes them such a collectible, and we're so proud to be able to be a part of giving those to the Camp Case
Those
kids.
things are valuable, and I've seen it here where you see it at the auction, how much they go for. You see kids being offered some money. I'm like, come on, man, don't do that. But I mean, they're really valuable.
I've never seen any takers.
They don't take it. You're right. They don't sell it. They like the idea, but they don't sell it.
I've seen offers made as kids are coming out of Camp Case, and it's so fun to see those little kids.
Nope, not doing it.
Or even the big kids say, nope, not getting my Camp Case knife.
Not doing it.
Yeah.
Well, I think you shared a story, which I think is really cool because it really just kind of helps, just exaggerates or explains what we're doing with someone that had 10 knives and they had gone to camp.
Yep.
And they were getting ready to go to college.
Very proud of their Camp Case collection, but they needed some funds to do their first year of college, and so she took her set of Camp Case knives and sold them for $2,200. Wow.
And that paid her tuition, right?
Applied that to her first year
So
of
you really
college,
can go to school on Case knives.
Yeah.
So it's not just at Camp Case,
Yeah.
but maybe it can help you. But again, it just shows that appreciation for just the craftsmanship and just the family atmosphere and finding things that are sentimental, that mean a lot to you, that you've shared with someone in your family. So that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So we're super excited about that. You know, the Camp Case auction, we always do that every year. And those of you that have participated know that we have an auction for serial number 001 of all of the Shepherd Hills exclusives throughout the year. And usually you include a Camp Case knife or maybe even a Shepherd Hills Associates knife.
There is a Camp Case knife and an associate knife in each auction lot. So
Okay.
along with the serial number 1 that they're bidding on, they'll get a Camp Case knife and an associate knife as well.
So we can do that. Now the auction's already started, which is great. So they've had time to look at it, or if they haven't, they need to make time. But they don't have to stop right now because that goes until 9 o'clock
Till
tonight?
9 p.m. tonight. So 9 p.m. is the cutoff time
Okay.
for bids. So high bidder at 9 p.m. will be the winner of those serial number 1s.
And you know, we always say, I know we say during the auction, but this is such a great cause. You see all of these kids, you know, 400 plus kids learning about all the products and just sharing this with each other. So really when you're bidding, you're not only getting something that's one of a kind, serial number 1, you're getting these Camp Case knives that you could only get if you went to camp. So maybe they do the test and then they buy one, so that'd be okay.
Right.
But you do that. But really what you're doing is you're helping perpetuate what we're doing here. We're really learning and just helping pass the passion.
And we can't say thanks enough to the customers who are making those bids on the Camp Case auction to help support this and just give kids an opportunity to be a part of it.
Absolutely. Well, Becky, we thank you so much for what you do. The whole Reed family and Shepherd Hills.
I'm happy to.
They do it better than anybody. And these kids, I wish they were running around here. That's one thing I'm definitely going to miss.
Oh, yeah.
I have a lot of, I won't say favorites, but I've got a lot of young people that I've watched grow up. I'm friends as an adult with them. Some have children.
Yep, I understand.
Some are going to college in the military, and it just
too.
does my heart good to make those friendships.
You know, Maury, we say here that it's more than a knife, and it truly is. To watch the kids have the relationship with their family that's coming and the memories that are attached to that when they look at their Camp Case knife collection. And it doesn't apply just to Camp Case knives. I have my dad's Camp Case knife that, you know, it's more than a knife. And so that's part of the fun of seeing these kids develop those relationships and have that rapport with their families.
Well, and you're no doubt giving them that passion for it. So you're teaching them, again, about the knife, just to kind of respect the knife, but also what it truly means. So we appreciate what you're doing there. Again, we appreciate the Shepherd Hills family, what we're doing here at the celebration, and what we hope to continue to do. Next year, if you didn't make the registration this year, because it is closed, you know, just get on it early next year. I don't think it's going to open for a little bit, but just start planning next year because we hope everybody attends in person next year.
Absolutely.
And we're excited.
Yeah.
So
Thanks
thank you
to
so much.
everybody. Yeah, thank you.
From our warehouse staff, Marjorie, Ed, Michelle, and myself, to all of our friends, thank you, and we miss you.